Hi guys, Tom Morrison here and welcome to the second part of our complete guide to shoulder training. Now, if you missed part one, go back and find that video first before we move on, but as a quick recap, what we were going through is all of the things that you want to have included in your shoulder training so that your shoulders work and feel amazing and it avoids you having imbalances. So if you overuse any of the directions, you're going to start getting problems. You want to make sure you're hitting them all at least once a week. So we had our big circle, can we see that? And then shoulder in the middle idea. So last time we covered up, which we had our pull-ups and our presses in this position. Today we're going to cover this way and this way. Now, I said this was a 4-part series, and the last one that will need to be covered of the directions is the downwards one, which means all 4 of those will be covered. So the 4th video will actually be something else, but still has to do with this. So anyway, today we're going to go through the forwards and the backwards. The 2 movements we're going to use for that, for our push and pull setting. Now that is the action of doing this, okay? So forwards and backwards. So the up way was anything push and pull this way, and forwards and backwards is anything push and pull this way. So the 2 things we're going to go over are push-ups and a horizontal row. And it's actually quite nice that I'm home today for this because I want to sort of drill in the fact that even if you are going to a gym or doing a program or something like that, or say you're only doing weightlifting, then chances are you're mainly only going to be doing the main movements, which is the snatch and the clean and jerk, which are all this way. So you can actually catch up with your overall shoulder programming at home, which is a very important thing to do to avoid injury. Because obviously if you're only going to the gym, say 3 times a week for an hour, you may not get to hit all of these things, especially if you're doing something like the likes of CrossFit, which is based on a week's programming. You might miss some of these things sometimes, so you can actually start to catch up on them in your own time. So first thing we're going to go through is our push in this direction, which is going to be our push-ups. Whoop-ah! So first thing, push-ups are awesome as long as you know what you're actually doing while you're doing them. So always be aware of what your body wants to do and what you're trying to be in control of, which is the main thing. So your push-ups, you want to have your elbows in nice and close to your sides, feet pressed into the ground, shoulders locked down, and push up like this, okay? And that's your standard push-up. You can do 100 million bajillion of these, and your triceps will be awesome. Your chest will start to get worked a little bit as well. Now, that is not to be mistaken with you doing, so the very first thing would be to watch out for would be you're pushing back up and your elbows are flaring way out to the sides like that. And that's something that you wouldn't really want to be doing because it puts a lot of pressure on the shoulders. You can't really use your back in the same way. So whenever you're doing push-ups, you want to make sure that you'd be in a strong position. So your shoulders are locked down and you're pushing like that. That way it turns it into more of a full body exercise. Rather than you pushing like this, it's just not a very strong position. Imagine if you were going to try and push a car or push someone away from you, something like that. You'd be in this position. You're not going to get any strength up here, so it doesn't make sense. So whenever you see someone doing push-ups like this, it just doesn't make any sense because you're not really going to be strengthening anything in that position. Now, that's not to say you can't mess around with them. So the other thing you could start to do would be start at the top and then draw yourself a little circle, go a little bit down, draw yourself another little circle, a little bit further, draw yourself another circle. And this starts to become a really great core exercise, and especially if you can hang out in that bottom position and work on shifting your weight, you're going to start to strengthen yourself a lot more and you're going to avoid injury a lot more. So especially if you're into contact sports or MMA and stuff like that, nobody ever runs into you in a perfect bench press position. It doesn't work that way. You're probably going to have your shoulder like here or pushing from the side or something like that. So working on things like that is going to be hugely beneficial for you in order to keep your shoulders happy and healthy. As well, messing around with hand placements. So work on doing one push-up like this and then just move a hand, move a hand, move a hand, move a hand. So there's hundreds of different variations you can start to create with yourself, and Also, you can mess up with the wrist positions as well. So you can go on the backs of your hands when you're doing your push-ups too. You need to build this up over time. So first of all, just work on this. See if that feels comfortable. Now I'm talking like the period of a year you could build up to being able to do push-ups on the back of your hands. And just remember, it's just another joint position that you can actually strengthen. It's not a bad position. It's just like anything, if you've never done it before, then it's not a good idea to load it up, but you should be able to stretch your wrists in both ways. And like I said, then you can start to build your push-ups up in that position as well. So there's nothing wrong with trying a few push-ups with the hands facing outwards like that, or the hands even facing backwards like that, which is very challenging. Okay, so obviously regressing to your level, if you've never done any of those variations before, try them from your knees or even against a wall, so you can regress it right the way back so that you would just be pushing off the wall like that. And then you can start to try all of those different variations. So like I said, really good for your shoulders, and that will really work that push setting. But also, like I said, if you do things slower and add a bit of movement, so it's almost like isometric movement into your positions, then you're going to start to find like a lot of weak links and stuff like that there. But as well, you're going to be challenging your body more and making your body have to think more. I'm starting to get out of breath. Whew. So yeah, you can get a pretty awesome workout from push-ups. Oh, another wee quick tip. If you just start lifting the feet up as well, so whenever you're doing your push-ups, so have one leg up, squeeze your bum as hard as you can, and then do some like that, and then just change the feet, do some like that as well. So that's actually something that's really good hip mobility as well. So if you have someone that you noticed that was doing push-ups and they were always dropping down on one side and their core wasn't switching on one side or something like that, if you lift the leg up, it forces it to have to work properly. So you may find it quite challenging, but if you work on it, then it's going to have a lot of benefits and carryover as well. So if you're getting weird, awkward pains and stuff like that, and you notice something like this is like really easy on one side, and then you do the other side and you're like, oh, and you just fall, then that's something you can start to work on to correct, very much in the same style as the simplistic mobility method. So working on the movements from that will make you absolutely awesome whenever you can do them. So anything that you struggle with and you work on, then you're going to make your body work better for everything that you do. So that's some nice ways to work on push-ups. And like I said, just doing like sets of push-ups is quite boring. Do loads, do a million bajillion, and then make them harder, and then finish with the easiest variations you can do, and even finish against the wall. So everybody's different, guys. So a lot of people that maybe only do like 5 sets of 10, maybe they actually need like 200 push-ups to really start to push the boundaries and get the benefits from them again. So always work, push yourself a little bit, see how you feel the next day. So if you did loads and loads of push-ups, got up the next day and was like, oh, I can't even move my arms, then you know you did too many. If you get up the next day and you're like, I feel pretty good, I think I could go again, then you sort of know your threshold. You know, oh, here maybe I'm not doing enough work to get adaptation. So always remember, the stronger you get, the harder it is to start to get more gains, as it were, because your body just gets used to doing stuff. So it's definitely one of the reasons I think you see a lot of like ex-gymnasts and stuff that are quite overweight, because no amount of training is just good enough for them anymore because they got so good at stuff. So their body needs a hell of a lot of stuff. So if you're not looking after the diet, then not going to work too well. So the other thing you have is army crawls. They're awesome too. Now let's get into the push. So we're going to use our table. So our good old trusty table. Remember that this stuff, it's all based on a principle. So the equipment that you have isn't really as important. So ring rows are a great thing to do, but this is how you can still do the same principle with whatever you want. So all I need is a pull in this direction. So we've just done a push in this direction, which is our push-up. Now we're going to go for our pull, and we're just going to use the table to do that. So the two different things you can do is, now this is actually quite nice because it's a different style of grip as well, because I have to hold the table like this. I can't get that full grip, so it works my grip in a different way. So it's actually a nice variation. So from here, you just slide yourself underneath, get yourself that full grip, then squeeze the bum, and then you're going to just row yourself up, touch at the top, squeeze shoulder blades together, and then back down. Pull, squeeze shoulder blades together, back down. Pull, squeeze shoulder blades together, back down. And as well, even just holding this end position, and again, starting to mess around with those little circles as well. and working in that position will be very challenging for you too. Again, the same principle applies for the lifting the leg up as well. I didn't move the chairs out of the way, so they're in the way, but I can do it in the other variation. So that's to pull this way with the pronated grip. Then you also have your supinated grip, which is quite nice. So this is also a nice exercise as well to loosen up the spine. You're getting three kinds of gains all over the place. So just walk yourself back out like that. Really good to loosen up the spine. So spin yourself around. Make sure you don't hit your head on the table. Then you're going to go for this grip now. Okay, so from here, lift yourself up, pull, chest touches, back down. And again, lift one leg up, pull, chest touches, back down. And then lift the other leg up, pull, down, pull, down. Okay, so that is some awesome ways you can work on that pull. And like I said, you don't need any equipment. You got some stuff at home. And remember, have a look at your overall programming. Write down what you're doing at the gym and make sure you're hitting these points as we go along. Okay, so stay tuned for part 3. Like, share, comment, tag, do all that stuff. Help get the videos out there and stay awesome. Keep being awesome. You're awesome. You have a great day now. Right now.